What is going on, everyone? It is your boy Skip, aka Skip and Tosh, here of the Sacktown Breakdown. Here to break down another one for you. Unfortunately, this one is not a W. The Sacramento Kings fell to the Golden State Warriors 107 to 119. And I don't feel as happy about this one as I felt about the last loss that we took to the Jazz not that long ago. We'll break that down. We'll talk about it. First of all, everybody that's new to here, welcome. This is the Sacktown Breakdown here, where you get a very unique breakdown of the Sacramento Kings and all things related to the Sacramento Kings kingdom. We might be talking about the Sacramento NBA 2K Kings guard, their NBA 2K team. We may be talking about the Stockton Kings, but more often than not, we are talking about the Sacramento Kings. So if you're interested in Sacramento Kings content, please make sure that you subscribe to this channel. Feel free to turn on the bell notifications. There will be a recap for every game this season. I also go live on twitch.tv/Sacktown Breakdown, and you can follow us over there as well. Links are in the description below. But tonight we will be breaking down the loss to the Golden State Warriors. Sacramento Kings played at home tonight, 119 to 107. Let's just jump straight into it, and then I will break things down and give you my take later on what I felt like led to the loss, and also why I don't feel as positive after this loss as the loss to the Utah Jazz just 2 nights ago. We got the iPad here. Of course, we see the stats in the first quarter. Warriors scored 29. We outscored them by 2 for 31. Second quarter, we were tied, 31 and 31. We went into the halftime with a 2-point lead. Coming out of to the third quarter, we were outscored by 4 points. Warriors 30, Kings 26. And lastly, in the fourth quarter, we went cold again, y'all. We scored 19 points. They scored 29 to take the lead in the game and ultimately take the game. We'll get into the minutia of that here in a little bit. We'll take a look at the game leaders. So in this game, Seth Curry went off for 27 points. Harrison Barnes, Mr. Consistent, with 24 points. Otto Porter came up with 9 rebounds for the Golden State Warriors. Rashaan Holmes coming up with 11 rebounds for the Kings. We had 10 assists for Steph Curry and 9 assists for Tyrese Halliburton. And Jordan Poole with 3 steals. Rashaan Holmes with 2 blocks. Again, it's very interesting, this win probability that you see here. The game was very close for quite some time, and there was a point in time, like I said, right before halftime, where it started to be in the Kings' favor quite a bit. But you can see for the most part, it was looking like the Warriors are going to win this game. Steph Curry was keeping them in the game. Things took a turn for us again for the better in the early third quarter, but ultimately the Warriors started pulling away with it, and we could see where things ended up with that score, 119-107. Field goal percentage, we actually got them on that one. We were more efficient, 42 of 86 total. They're 43 of 97. Three-pointers, we actually made more three-pointers than them, but they shot it more efficiently. They ended up with 13 of 37. We had 15 of 46. We shot 32% from 3. They shot 35%. Free throws, we shot ourselves again. We were 8 of 13 for 61%, while they were 20 of 24 for 83%. Assists, we were tied at 26 apiece. Rebounds, we out-rebounded them by 4 with 47 rebounds. Offensive rebounds, they got us by 4, 14 to our 10 rebounds. Steals, they had 12. We had no steals, according to this. 0 steals the whole game, according to that. Coming off of a game where I believe we had somewhere around 15. We'll double check that. Ultimately, the turnovers, you can see they only had 6. We had 19, almost 20 turnovers in this game. It was just sad and pitiful, honestly. But lastly, let's go ahead and take a second, take a look at the stats. We'll go over the Golden State Warriors stats first. We have, again, Seth Curry. That's his brother, Steph Curry. In 35 minutes, 27 points. He was 9 of 23 from the field. Only made 4 out of 15 three-pointers, but only missed 1 free throw He had 7 rebounds and 10 assists. He was flirting with a triple-double tonight. 3 steals as well. Jordan Poole, 31 minutes, 22 points, 8 of 16, so he's 50% from the field, 2 of 5 from 3, 4 of 4 from his free throws. He had 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals as well as 1 block. Jordan Poole is showing up as advertised here lately. We also had Andrew Wiggins. He played 31 minutes, had 17 points, had 4 rebounds. He had a few timely buckets that helped him out. Draymond Green in his 34 minutes had 14 points. He was 6 of 12 from the field. Anytime you let Draymond Green shoot 50%, you're going to have a tough night ahead of you. Also had 6 rebounds and 6 assists. Point Draymond was in full effect. Kevon Looney, 18 minutes. He had 8 points, 3 of 5 from the field. He also had 4 rebounds. They didn't use him a lot. They went small on us, and it was to their benefit. We got I believe it's Damon Lee. Don't quote me on it. I done forgot the man's name. But in 22 minutes, he had 11 points. He shot 50% from the field as well, had 4 rebounds. Gary Payton, the second, 17 minutes, 10 points, 4 of 6 from the field, 2 of 2 from 3. He had 1 rebound, and he had 1 steal. Otto Porter Jr. came in with 24 minutes, only had 5 points, but had 9 rebounds. Also had 3 assists. He came in and gave them like a larger wing body to, grab some boards and just kind of play some defense, make life a little tough for the Sacramento Kings. And Juan Toscano Anderson in his 14 minutes had 3 points. He made one of his 3-pointers wide open. He netted that thing. Had 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 steal. Juan Toscano Anderson came in with some important energy for the Warriors, so his stat sheet doesn't really reflect how effective he was for the team. And again, Nemanja Bjelica, being that the Warriors went small, he only played 9 minutes. He had 2 points, had 3 rebounds, and had 1 steal as well as 1 assist. And we can go over and take a look at the Kings. This is going to be a little painful for me, period. If you're a Kings fan, it's going to be a little painful for you too, but nonetheless, here we are. Harrison Barnes in his 36 minutes, he had 24 points, 7 of 13 from the field, 5 of 10 from 3. Luke Walton said he wanted Harrison Barnes shooting at least 8 3-pointers a game. This is why, because he's shooting 50% from 3. Actually, a little bit above that. I believe it was at the time that they did the post game, he was shooting 61% from 3 so far in the last 3 games. Fantastic. 5 of 8 from the free throw, from the stripe. That is part of the reason why we had a low free throw percentage. 7 rebounds as well for Harrison Barnes, 1 assist. Darren Fox in his 34 minutes had 17 points. He was 50% from the field, but he was 1 of 6 from 3. We're going to come back around to that. He also had 6 assists. He had 7 turnovers. We're going to come back to that too. Rashaan Holmes in his 31 minutes had 16 points, as well as 7 to 10 from the field. So, again, back with him in his high percentage from the field. He also had, where is Rashaan Holmes? Had 11 rebounds, so got his double-double. Maurice Harkless in his 22 minutes had 8 points, 3 of 5 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3. Mo Harkless was hitting them corner threes, which I love him hitting so much. Rebounds was 3, assists was 1 turnover. And Tyrese Halliburton, we're gonna come to him too. He had 8 points. He was 3 of 9 from the field, 2 of 6 from 3. Had 7 rebounds, had 9 assists. Had a beautiful no-look pass to Harrison Barnes in transition. We will be talking about that. Tyrese also had 2 blocks. Davion Mitchell missed an off night. In his 32 minutes, had 22 points. 9 of 16 from the field. 3 of 8 from 3. Had 4 assists. Had 2 turnovers. Davion had a hell of a game. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a second as well. Tristan Thompson, in his 16 minutes, had 6 points, 3 of 4 from the field, 7 rebounds, 1 turnover. He had one of the worst possessions in our whole entire game, and I wanted to yell and kick and scream at him for being a vet and making such stupid mistakes, setting the tone for more stupid mistakes in the game. We'll talk about that a little bit more here in a bit as well. Buddy Hield, in his 25 minutes, had 6 points. He was 2 of 11 from the field, 2 of 10 from 3. 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 turnovers. We're not going to talk about Buddy Hield too much tonight, primarily because he didn't really help the team a lot. Although he did play, again, he continues to string along some dedicated defense with some serious effort, and I appreciate that from Buddy Hield. But, Lord, he was a net negative tonight. And Terence Davis. Hurts my heart to say my man came in 12 minutes and had no points. He had 2 rebounds and 1 assist. Thank goodness he had that. He had something to contribute. But he, along with one other person that I'm going to name and it's going to break your heart, has just been lost out there. At this point in time, we might as well go back up and we're going to introduce a new segment that we have not had on the show before. This is new, not only for this season, but for the whole entire duration and history of the Sacktown Breakdown. You have not once yet been introduced to the purple microphone. Purple microphone time is a different type of time, everyone. The purple microphone comes out when Skip's got to rant a little bit. Skip's got to talk a little bit. Purple microphone comes out. I know y'all like that red and purple wristband. It's King's time, but it's also time for the purple microphone. Allow me to just adjust the purple microphone just a little bit. Y'all, Darren Fox has been lost out there. Lost. I don't know where Darren Fox has gone. He has disappeared into a foxhole. I don't get what's going on. He goes out there and he dribbles into 2, 3. I saw him dribble into 4 Golden State Warriors down into the paint tonight and just not do anything. That was his own plan. He just wanted to dribble into some Golden State Warriors. Hey guys, how's it going? Want to foul me? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I'm down here now and I don't have any other better ideas. I mean, like, it's obvious that there's no way that I'm gonna get a clean look at the bucket. I've dribbled into 3 of you. Please, pretty please, slap my arm, knock me over so the refs can blow a whistle and I can go to the line and make 1 free throw. Maybe. De'Aaron Fox, I watched him dribble deep into the paint and try to post up Mike Conley, a smaller yet experienced and savvy veteran and defender, and come up with a goose egg down in the paint, multiple possessions. This season, he tries to start the outside of the paint. He tries to start with threes, hits nothing, maybe gets to the cup and gets something, gets to the mid-range and gets something, and then wants to go back into the paint. When there's a bunch of people, because they're backing off of him, because they're letting him shoot. They're like, you're shooting. What is De'Aaron Fox shooting right now from 3? Last time I checked, it was 12%. It was 12% after the Jazz game. Let me tell you what it is now. De'Aaron Fox is shooting 15.8% from 3. It's easy to look at the scouting report and just be like, back off of him. Like, give him room. Let him shoot. He's adamant about shooting all these threes. Just let him shoot. He's going to miss. And then when he's like, okay, I'm not going to shoot because I've missed multiple times and we need a bucket, I guess he wants to get to the foul line where he shoots for the season 60%. And the season before that, he shot 71.9. So he shot 72. The season before that, he shot 70. The season before that, he shot 73. And the season before that, he shot 72. He's shooting worse now. I mean, it's 3 games in. It's going to get better. That's going to go up. But right now, he's shooting 60%. So De'Aaron Fox's idea to get a bucket right now is to try to shoot threes and miss them. And then when that doesn't work and he gets the ball and he wants to make a move, he will reject screens, I guess because he's not going to make a pick and roll play because he doesn't really do that very much. He either just drives into the paint and then tries to do a dump pass off to a big to go up with a bunch of hands in the way, or he drives into the paint and then tries to get fouled, or he drives into the paint, with a bunch of people down there, including the big man, or he drives into the paint and then he tries to dish the ball back out But he's not great at that. He's not bad at it, but he's not great at it. It's not something that like he's really good at doing. Like Tyrese Halliburton is really good at it, but Darren Fox is not. So he probably shouldn't do it, but he does it anyway. And we end up coughing up the ball. And then they run it right back down our throats. And we lose the game. Darren Fox not only has been making stupid decisions on offense, he's still been terrible on defense. Darren Fox took some contact this time. I will give him credit for that. I criticize him for not taking contact when someone tries to set a screen last time. He took some contact this time. But he will back off and just give people room to shoot. Either that or just be disengaged. Like, not looking like he doesn't want to play defense, but also not looking like he wants to. Looking like, hey, I'm the main scorer guy. That's what you do. That's your job. My buddy, Coach Villalobos, Coach V. Shout out to Ramon Villalobos. He said, I thought it was a dog, that De'Aaron Fox wants to be Russell Westbrook. And I did not agree. But he is acting like him on defense. Like, hey, you guard that guy. You guard him. You guard him. He's your guy. Just because he scores on him doesn't help the whole team just because he didn't score on you. And guys have been scoring on Fox. But Fox likes to switch off and just take the off guy, not be on the ball handler at all. And I'm not saying he should guard the ball handler the whole night, but if it's your assignment, it's your damn assignment. But what I don't want to see you do is not get tighter on the man and leave him room to make a three or make a play. Smother that mother trucker. Fox, what are you doing? He just looks lost out there. And I'll tell you this, I hate to say it, but we gave up halfway down the line. I mean, well, like at least into the third quarter, definitely in the fourth quarter, when there was only like 5 minutes left, we just started giving up. And I saw only one person out there who was fighting to win still. That person has leadership qualities based off of like just doing that alone. And it was Davion Mitchell. I didn't see Fox still wanting to fight. I saw Fox make one athletic play where he beat someone off the dribble and got into the lane and finally decided to take off earlier instead of taking off so late in the paint, and he got a bucket, and we needed that bucket when he got it. But after that, he had another terrible turnover and coughed up the ball, and then they went back down on the other court and hit the dagger on the other end of the court. That was it. Davion Mitchell and Tyrese Halliburton affect the temperature of the team more than De'Aaron Fox. Matter of fact, De'Aaron Fox at times affects it negatively because he doesn't get the ball moving. He will pass, but he won't be quick. Like, he'll get into the paint and he likes to I like that. I like his change of pace. It's nice for him scoring, but if he does call for a pick and roll, he'll get into the paint and then he'll change the pace instead of keeping it up tempo, making the defense react and then kicking it back out. So now they got to react to that. And then we swing the ball again. They got to react to that. Then we go set a screen and they got to react to that. And we swing the ball again. We penetrate. And the next thing we know, it's the other corner guy that's wide open. We kick to him and then we get a good shot. Fox will dribble in and make some dumb move, or he'll dribble in and everybody's ball watching because they're like, oh, Fox is going to go up for the cut. Fox is going to score. And now we don't move off the ball. No one's moving. So now we have no ball movement and we have no body movement. If you've got no ball movement and you got no body movement, you got a dead offense. Or at least it's got a small pulse, but that is not a lively offense. You got one guy trying to score, not even make a play, just trying to score for himself. I mean, and I will say it's for the team. I don't Fox isn't a selfish player, but he's just not playing smart right now. And he is not leading the team with his spirit. He's not leading the team with his play. He's not leading the team with his energy. He goes out there kind of lax, kind of, and he's just kind of playing. He's just kind of basically being like an athletic scoring guard. And he can't shoot, so this is going to hurt us. I'm not going to bring up Ben Simmons comparisons, but all I'm going to say is when they know all they got to do is back off of you and let you shoot, and then if you're not going in and making plays for others by penetrating quickly and then dishing the ball as the defense collapses so the ball can keep moving around, if you're going in there and probing just to see what you can get, and then when you don't got nothing, you try to do a dump pass to the big, and if you can't do that, then you try to pass back out, you're not going to lead us to anything. You're going to lead the team in scoring, but you're not going to lead us to a lot of wins. And if you want to do that, and if you want to be taking over the game, then you got to get back to where you were last season, Fox, when you were one of the best fourth quarter players in the league. You got to get back to that. You got to get back to takeover mode. And I know it can take some time. I get it. I'm not like, my hopes aren't dashed, but I have to be honest about where Darren Fox is right now. He is lost. And I don't know what Luke Walton needs to say to him for him to find himself. But right now, the Sacramento Kings are in one place, and they're in a place that is trending up. A lot of positive things. But De'Aaron Fox is not on that same page. I don't know where he is. I don't know what page he's on. That could be something going on in the personal life. I sure hope not. If so, hope he gets some therapy and some counseling. Get some mental fortitude to get back there and lock in and focus and lead the team. Not just in scoring, lead the team in spirit. Lead the team by setting the tone. That's De'Aaron Fox. That's what I had to say about Fox. All right. Tyrese Halliburton. We got to talk about Tyrese. Look. Tyrese Halliburton had a really good game last game because he was being more aggressive and looking for his shot more. When Tyrese Halliburton is tentative, at best what we're going to get is a lot of assists and even some really pretty ones, which is good for team chemistry and team basketball. But when he does not weaponize himself and make himself a threat, other offenses, they know that all he's going to do is pass the ball. So they can play off of him and not really worry about him shooting or trying to score. Tyrese Halliburton has to look for his shot more. He has to get out of the mode of I'm going to pass the ball. I've watched him get the ball and do nothing but pass it right back and then get the ball back and then pass it to another side. I love that he's keeping the ball moving, but he's not, like, that's not how you make a play. That's something that you do after a defense collapses. When a defense is still in position, you have to make a move. Call for a screen, get some separation, get the defense on their heels and guessing, and then look to see if you've got something. Because the person who's got the ball is the person that can score. But if you don't got the ball and you're just trying to help someone else score, you're less effective because they don't got the ball yet. And if they know that you're just going to give the ball up, they can play off of you, which clogs up everybody else. It gives them less space to move. So you have to look for your shot more. You have to put the ball up more. Everybody knows you're not a selfish player. But right now, you're starting to look just like a passive player. And I don't believe that's who you are. You're a smart player, and you're a team player. But if you lean into that too much, Tyrese Halliburton, it equals out to a passive player. And a passive player is not going to help us win. A passive player is just going to help us not lose. And the Kings just playing not to lose is not good enough. Tyrese Halliburton, look for your shot more, look for your floater more, weaponize yourself, young man. You've got the tools. You've got the tools. Weaponize yourself. And also, just slow it down with the ball a little bit more. You've got some kind of turnovers where you're just trying to be a little too wild and you're trying to be a little too creative with who's open and who's free and who's available. And you get yourself in the air and then you look for bailout passes, and that's one of the worst things you can do as a rookie. Stay on your feet. You've got the IQ to stay on your feet. Get them off their feet. Make them give up their ground before you give up your ground. Other than that, he had some beautiful assists tonight and some awesome ball movement. And he did work to collapse the defense a little bit, and that's when he was his most effective. And I love to see that from Tyrese Halliburton. And we're going to talk about Buddy Hield. It's purple microphone time. We got to talk about Buddy Hield. All right, look. I talked about him a little bit before. I'll talk about him again. This is all I'm going to say really about Buddy Hield. And it's nothing that we haven't said before. The shot selection just has to be a little bit better. And Luke, like some of the playmaking can work when their defense is not being aggressive, but you got to learn how to read defenses, Buddy Hill. When they're being uber aggressive, you don't be handling the ball. You have a ball handler come and get it, or you dump the ball off to the big that's at the top and you relocate because you're very great at relocating. We will find you a catch and shoot. We do not need you pulling up off the dribble for majority of your shots. You can do it, but if we can get you a catch and shoot, you will shine at the catch and shoot. But you will literally tarnish yourself and us if you're just shucking the ball, just heat checking when there has been no signs of any heat. Buddy Hill, I love how you're digging in on defense. It makes me feel good, and you're doing better and better at that every day. Let's just get you more efficient. I do blame Luke Walton for a little bit of that. But if we want to see playmaking Buddy Hill, we can play that game when we're significantly up. Until that happens, we don't need to be playing all that. Rashaan Holmes continues to get in foul trouble, and it's kind of the same kind of trouble that he and Harry Giles would get in before. I would rather have a guy to tell, that I got to tell turn down than a guy that I got to tell turn up. But Rashaan Holmes, turn down, bro. Just 2 notches. Just 2. Turn down. Because we need you at long stretches in the game. There's times where we really need you in. There's times where Luke Walton should be putting the ball in Tyrese Halliburton's hands and telling him, call for a screen and, get that thing up in the air, especially when they're playing super small and all they got is Draymond. All Draymond can do is try to foul because Draymond can't get up there. So he got to foul you if Tyrese Halliburton penetrates and we lob up. So you were too important to not be in the game down the stretch. You've got to turn it down just a little bit. There's going to be a few times where you just don't need to go for that block, or you just get vertical, or, hey, if they're going to grab a rebound and that's one rebound, sometimes you just got to give the rebound up because it's not worth you getting the foul and then getting into quick foul trouble. The refs already, because of how aggressive you are, they're already leaning into their whistle a little bit more on you. So you just got to play chill just a little bit. You could just make it look like you're not trying as hard, but still be trying the same. I know you're not the time that, that's your calling card. I get it. It's a tough ask, but the team needs it, so I'm asking for it. Just turn down just 2 notches. We got other bodies that we can put in for a little bit of time, but we don't want to be relying on Alex Len. We want to be relying on Tristan Thompson. Tristan Thompson. He only played 16 minutes. Tristan Thompson, the shot clock was winding down, and there was time to make a play. By the time he had made his stupid play, there was still 4 seconds left. Tristan Thompson wants to ISO someone who's a little bit smaller than him, but not that much smaller than him, and then he pounds the ball at least 4 times to the point where help defense can come and collapse in, and then he just hucks it up and he don't make it. Clangs it off almost like the bottom of the backboard, kind of the corner. And now he's out of the play and they're running back down on the other end of the field. When you do things like that, Tristan Thompson, you set a bad tone because everybody's already looking at you like a leader. And if you're playing like that, it just makes them lose hope. And then everybody feels like it's all on them to do it. They can't trust you. They can't trust the team. So they got to take it upon themselves to do a stupid play just like you did a stupid play. And the only thing is they're hoping that they make it so it's not as stupid of a play as the stupid play you just did. Getting to the 29-minute mark. I'm sorry this is so long, but it's purple microphone time. I'm going to wrap it up here soon. We're going to talk about the next game. I do want to say some positive things about the offense. We started getting into a transition right before the end of the second half, and we had a little bit in the third quarter as well. When we started pushing the tempo, great things started happening for us. Wide open cuts to the basket, dunks from Harrison Barnes, just all sorts of beautiful open looks from 3. Cutters, we could have thrown some oops. We had some missed opportunities for those. But when we played fast, Who'd have thunk it? Good things happen for us. Harrison Barnes is used to playing in an up-tempo offense. De'Aaron Fox is one of the fastest guards in the league with the ball. Tyrese Halliburton has long legs and can cover a lot of ground very quickly. And he has fantastic court vision. I would say he's like Lonzo Ball light in the fast break and transition. It's fantastic to see. Lonzo Ball is one of the best players in the NBA in transition. Fantastic passes, court vision. It's fantastic. Tyrese Halliburton possesses those things. So when we're pushing the ball, I would really like to see it in his hands, and I'd like to see Fox just get down the court. Or if Fox got an open lane, I'd like to see him go. But people are fouling Darren Fox more when that happens because they know he sucks at shooting free throws. So ball is probably better off in Tyrese Halliburton's hands in transition unless Tyrese Halliburton is too far away to hand the ball over to. And lastly, Davion Mitchell. Davion Mitchell blew the hell up in this game. He just went the hell off. I mean, he was going to the cup. He was shooting threes. He was taking screens, putting people in jail and hitting floaters. He was doing that, pitching the ball down to the big man for a little pick and roll play. He put his offensive display or his offensive skills and repertoire on display tonight. And he was very efficient when he was doing it too. Didn't have too many plays where he was trying to take it up on himself. Had one or two here or there. Very few and far in between. I'm okay with players, testing some things out in limited spurts, and you got to spread that across a longer part of the game. Got to understand where we are in the game. But Davion Mitchell was fantastic tonight on offense. He played the game like a point guard plays the game. Darren Fox had things that he could learn Davion Mitchell tonight. And it was just fantastic to see. So props to Davion Mitchell for coming out, having his highest scoring game in the NBA game so far, 22 points. Love how he was penetrating. Love how he was dishing and kicking. Love how he was relocating. Fairly good spacing on the floor. Of course, he dug in on defense again tonight. They kind of neutralized him a little bit with some screens and whatnot, but and Steph shook him out of his shoes one time, and hey, it's Steph Curry. Like, that's your welcome to the NBA moment. You off night, he's on night, and he turned you off, and he turned on. And that's what Steph Curry's supposed to do. So you got to learn, because you're going to play him 3 more times this year. So wisen up. You can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him and hope that he has just a night, because I don't know if you can make Steph Curry have an off night. But just give him a night, not an on night. And maybe he won't have an off night, but just make him have a night. Good. Make him have a good night. Good night, Steph Curry. Not a great night, but a good night. You get what I'm saying. Anyhow, with all of that, let's take a look at the next game for the Sacramento Kings. I believe, actually, it's tomorrow. We should be playing against the Phoenix Suns. Let's take a look here. No, not until Wednesday. Okay, so we don't have the Phoenix Suns until Wednesday. So we got a little while until we play the Phoenix Suns. But boy, oh boy, is it going to be one hell of a game. They have already beaten... Oh, wait, they lost to Denver? Oh, that's right. So Portland beat them, but they whooped up on the Lakers. I didn't realize they lost to Denver, but they played Portland and the Lakers again. That can't be right. Some of that has to be from preseason. Anyhow, we're they're 20th in points scored. We're 13th. They are 13th in field goal percentage, though. We are 19th. And free throws, we are both doing very bad right now. We're a little bit better than them. And 3-point percentage, we're 24th. They're 21st. 3-point shots made, we're 10th. They're 15th. Total rebounds, we are 14th. They are 25th. Assists, they are 5th, and we are 17th. They average 27. We average 23.3. Turnovers, we're close. 15th and 17th, we're 17th. And turnovers, we are a little ways away. We definitely are worse. Oh, that's assist to turnover ratio, excuse me. Never mind. And block shots, we average 4.3 a game, so we're 19th. They average 2 a game, so they're 28th. Harrison Barnes has been averaging more points than Devin Booker right now and a better field goal percentage. Rashaan Holmes is averaging more rebounds than DeAndre Ayton. Chris Paul is averaging more assists than De'Aaron Fox, and no one would have thought anything else of it. And so that's that. They got a better coach. They have, I think they have enough players that are better than our players that are good. I don't think they're as deep, but the depth that they have is highly effective. They have they have postseason experience as well as playing in the NBA Finals. They've got the moxie. They've got everything set up to beat us, and we are wounded. And they know to attack when they smell blood. So I'm gonna say we're about to be 1-4. I'm not looking at the Kings to win this next game, but at the same time, we've got enough. We have enough days to have a practice, so we'll have a practice. We will be looking at film, I'm sure, because Luke Walton wubs the film. He wubs the film. Oh, he wubs the film. So we're gonna be looking at the film. The best thing that can happen, and I'll say this: I believe that Bags should play next game, and I believe that Fox has to lead the team next game. He has to be the one to lead the team next game. It has to be him. No one else can lead the team and us end up winning. Can't be Harrison Barnes, can't be Tyrese Halliburton, and it can't be Davion Mitchell. They can all help, and they are sufficient help for Darren Fox. But he has to be the one to lead the team. And if he leads the team, then we got a chance at winning. Anyhow, thank you guys so much for joining me. I know it was one of those nights. I'm gonna put the purple microphone down. We're back to the regular microphone, and I didn't even realize that the music cut off. We'll get that back on so we can have a proper extra. Anything that you're thinking, please leave it down in the comments. I always appreciate hearing from y'all and your perspectives. You balance me out. Shout out to my man Afghanistan. Shout out to Jeff the Lefty, or Jeff the Lefty. Shout out to all the cool people in the Kings community. Appreciate y'all. Wasn't looking good tonight, y'all. Got to turn it around. Season's early enough to do so. Until then, go Kings. See y'all on the next one.